Really? And it's crazy. They showed up last week, but the week before was his birthday, and he had like a decent amount of people out. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm thinking we're building a night, but I know the summer's coming too. So
why didn't he show up for his own night?
look, as long as we get paid, do what you want to do.
It's your boy DJ DNell.
What's up, you guys? DJ Lady Chi.
And you are tuned in to Dinner and the DJ podcast.
Bow, bow, bow. So why a podcast?
I think for me, it's to establish something within the boundaries of entertainment. Also to establish something that nobody can take away from you. I feel like one of the things that we do, DJing is such fast money, and it's easy to make like a quick $500, right? And if you're not careful, you get caught up into just making bread. Because I remember like at one period of time, like for a week, weekly, I was bringing in like over 1K, and that was real quick money. Like I wasn't really. I was doing something that I like to do, so it never felt like work.
Right.
But if you get too caught up in making money, you don't invest in yourself and you lose the investment. And now you just become this like work for hire. And so, long answer longer, I wanted to establish something that nobody could take from us, but also be like something that's ours, something that we can invest in, something that we can turn into something else. And more immediate, this of course content wise will probably be the immediacy, but like long term we can establish different things too.
Yeah,
they have a lot of podcasts where they do like shows and stuff like that too. Maybe like that could be a thing for us, or the sky's the limit, I would say.
the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. Why agree to a podcast for you?
I feel like because I believe in what you like when you talked to me about it, I was like, okay, I get it. And when you mentioned like the dinner portion, like I feel like we both like to eat. I feel like that in itself is an experience where people, whether it's live music, DJ, and just music in general, or not even music but entertainment, I feel like combining like those two worlds of like culinary and entertainment, like that's an experience in itself. So when you said it, I was like, okay, I can get behind it.
Because we do a lot of like restaurant stuff too.
Exactly. And again, like I feel like if you're like in that world and you like that vibe, like it's easy to bring the two together. And I feel like it's something that a lot of people like have in common that they enjoy, So yeah, I'm behind it.
I gotta chill on the food. Like I'm not gonna take any more like restaurants. I'm saying that right now, but I'm lying too.
What you mean, like lounges or restaurants, like DJing?
Well, because I eat so much, and we're on camera now, and you gained the extra 10 pounds already. So I know I'm a little wider than all outside right now, for sure.
It's all right. That means you're eating good. That's a sign of wealth. That's what they said. Good. Okay, well, I love that for you. Okay, look, y'all can invite me over every week. Okay, I'll be here.
How did you enjoy dinner today?
Oh, it was good. It was great. Like it definitely, like I said, I've been looking to go to New Orleans. It gave that New Orleans vibe. We had, was it blackened catfish and grits.
That's very true. She didn't mess it up.
I did not. Come on. I'm a foodie. I may not cook all the time, but I'm a foodie. I'm going to eat. Yeah. Even if it's 2 or 3 bites, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah. I tried to stay away from fried.
Okay, well, thank you. And I still had the itis, and I was ready to go to sleep. But we made it.
Made it through.
We made it.
Go
ahead.
What do you think can come from this? Like I've spoke about what I feel like can be different and what could come from this? What do you think can come?
That's why I said I just think the overall, just the basic of the vibe, like creating or curating a vibe.
Hmm.
Like you said, a lot of people have podcasts.
Yeah.
I think the idea to take the podcast and take it to, I guess, like a live open setting is what I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, like I can, what I'm saying, stand behind that. Like, and like I said, who doesn't love food? Who doesn't love music? I feel
Right.
like most people who either like one like the other. So I think just being able to combine those two is like,
Or
that's
love
like,
the other.
you said what?
Or love the other.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. And I feel like most people who like food, they like music in some sort of way. And I feel like I'm getting a little off topic, but I feel like that's the beauty of DJing too, is like you can't always have a live band, even though that's an experience in itself. I feel like as a DJ though, if you know what you're doing or if you work with like the right production or whatever,
Hmm.
you can almost like put together, curate any type of vibe.
Yeah.
Like if you get into like the production aspect or things like that, I think that's where it's like that's where DJs can actually thrive as DJs. Like you can kind of put anything together, and in this big world, there's somebody who's going to be like who's going to appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the beauty of it. No shade to live bands because I love me a live band.
I love a live band.
I love a live band.
I
But no,
love when they
yeah,
pair the two. I love doing gigs with live bands too
yes,
because
for sure,
they appreciate the like scratching and stuff like that. Like it's just a
exactly,
different sound for them too. So like I've had a few gigs before where I've joined in with the live band and
right.
it wasn't rehearsed or anything like that. It was just like
Just
off
pick
the
up on the
top
beat.
and found a sound effect or something like that to scratch to. That's why I would say this, DJs, learn how to scratch. Learn how to scratch. It was one of the things that was tough for me when I first started because I could not grasp the concept. And you know what's crazy? Everybody thinks that they can do something until you actually start doing what the other person is doing. And you see how hard that stuff is. And I couldn't scratch a song in. And it was always like not at the beginning. And I'm like, dang, what's wrong with me? Like, I know tempo. Why
Right,
am I not getting this?
right,
But
exactly,
yeah, so they love to hear you scratching and they love to hear the different sound effects and then they'll look up and be like, oh, what was that? Yeah. So
exactly.
the live band, I love to do it with a live band as well. So
And I just appreciate too, like how a live band appreciates like a DJ. Like
yeah.
I think in some realms you see like, oh, I only play drums, or oh, DJs aren't real. You know what I'm saying? They're not real musicians. So I appreciate like you said, when you do get to like work with a live band and they're like, oh, can you show me how to do this? Or you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I appreciate them appreciating it because I feel like a lot of people who play, like I said, instruments, they're like, oh, that's not a real thing. Like DJing like isn't a real thing. And I'm like,
How do you feel about people who say that?
I'm not gonna lie. It kind of discourages me because I
Hmm.
feel like this is my career.
Hmm.
I don't see myself leaving it.
Hmm.
Like I was watching a show recently and they were like, "Oh, like does this person plan on DJing for the rest of their life? Like that's what you're gonna do for the rest of your life?" And I'm like, "You very well can, and you
Yeah.
can be amazing in it. It's as much effort as you want to put into it." And I
Right.
feel like anyone who comes to me asking me, like, oh, like, what does it take to DJ? Can you teach me? I tell people, hey, like, if you want to come meet me here, like, I don't mind if you, and this is the other thing I tell people before I go there. Come see me. I don't have a problem with you being in the booth. Like, come see what I'm doing. And as I'm DJing, ask questions, because I feel like I'm one of those people, like, I need to see it. And then, okay, like, what is this? What is this? Why are you doing that? Like, so I feel like that is like that aspect of that. I forgot the question.
How do you feel about people who say,
Oh, like DJing isn't
yeah, a
like
real
a
thing?
real, like,
Right, right.
so do you mean professionally or
So, like,
just like people who DJ? Because I feel like we have a lot of sync DJs now.
mm,
So that's why I'm like, you mean professionally or just people just
I
who
think
can or cannot DJ
I
for
think
real?
in general for the most part, because I've had people one of the questions that I've had was when it come to pricing, and they'll always I've always been asked my price, and I tell them my price, and then they're just like, "Dang, to spin music that we already know, just to spin records," and it's just like, well, I mean, yeah, like, but I also think I've gotten out of being offended by that,
Right.
because what I also realize is that people just don't understand what it takes to do what you have to do. It's tough being a DJ because there's so many things that you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention to the crowd. Um,
Fake security.
and you have to watch the people that's coming up to the booth because
Okay.
sometimes people up there unwarranted. But not only that, like making sure you curate the vibes, that's not as easy as a lot of people think. And I think a lot of people will only, I guess, equate DJing to what they feel like their musical preferences are.
Right.
And what people don't understand about our jobs, or a job of a DJ, is just not to cater to your musical preference, because my musical preference is not yours. I listen to a lot of B-side R&B gospel music. If I get up and play only that, I will lose the crowd,
Exactly.
because not everybody listens to that. So you got to pay attention to what's out right now. And then you can't play it too early, because if you're there for 4 or 5 hours and you spinning the hottest records for the first 2 hours, now you have nothing else to play. And if you go back to those records, it's like, oh, this DJ whack. We already heard this before.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and then like mixing in and of itself, like making sure BPMs match, making sure the keys and the BPM match when it makes sense, cutting
Exactly.
the music out and just leaving the vocals in, or breaking some vocals in but leaving the other side playing what the drum tracks and the melodies were. Like, all of that stuff is hard to do. And don't be a talking DJ at the same time.
Nope.
Like, you trying to make sure that all of this stuff meshes and mixes well together. And I think that's why, but that's what people don't understand, which is also why they say or make that particular type of comment.
Right.
And then you don't understand how much money it costs
Thank
me
you. That's what I was gonna say.
to
The
get
investment,
the
baby, the investment alone is why I'm
yeah,
charging. Because
man,
what?
man,
And what they say, first one there, last one to leave, like
yes,
that, like, and I feel like this is a point that a lot of people have made in different professions. They're like, oh, DJ spend an extra hour, we have to get to our gig and get home, and I get that, but I mean, so does everyone else. Like, we all have to
yeah.
commute, but the investment and actually having to load and unload and set up and break down, like, I'm getting old. I'm getting
Yeah, I don't. I do not like that part at all.
Like,
I,
literally, like, even, and it's sorry to cut you off. I feel
no,
like even too, like, with the logistics, like, when you have to do like outside events, like, do I need to bring a generator? Are you going to have a tent? Like, those little things that people don't think about.
yeah,
You kind of have to kind of like stay on top of it to a certain degree.
well,
So I get that. And then the other point that I was going to speak on too, as far as like you were saying, like paying attention to the crowd. I think that's like one of the hardest things. I don't think it's hard to cater to a diverse crowd. I think it's hard to please if you're doing a private event
hmm,
or, that type of event or promoter, and they want your vibe or your crowd to be a certain way, which I understand. But when you see the crowd actually wants something that the person, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I just feel like it's a little difficult to battle sometimes because it's like, obviously you want to please your client, but it's like, I also want to please your crowd. At the end of the
right,
day,
right,
you want to
right.
make sure your people had a good time. So that's something I sometimes see myself struggling with. I feel like I'm getting better, but I feel like I've noticed that too. Like, your crowd likes this. I'm sorry. Like,
Nah, I think I just start having fun
right.
with
That's what
everybody.
I'm
'Cause
saying. Like,
I
yeah.
DJ'd a wedding where they said we want to hear like some fun stuff, secular music, but like we're gonna have a gospel crowd there too. So if you could blend the two like that, that would be perfect. And like I started playing like a lot of gospel music at one point, and somebody came up to me and was like, "Did they ask you to do this?"
No,
I'm like,
literally. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's their
okay.
party.
Exactly.
And so then I got on the mic and I said, well, but I think what worked for me in that vein was I was playing not the most like, when DJs play gospel music, they go like right to, well, at least what I've heard, they go right to like the Marvin Sapp Never Would Have Made It mix, or any Kirk Franklin song always works. Like,
Okay.
I deviated from that and went to like Todd Delaney, some who else did I play? Oh, I played some Marvin Sapp that people don't not really privy
unless you're
to
church people
unless you're
though.
church
But
people.
that's what I'm saying. So you
But
got to know your crowd.
so
You can get away with that.
in that situation though, like these were church people, so
Right.
it worked. Like it worked me playing Kiera Shear,
Right.
Hang On In There, like all of that stuff worked. Uh who was that? Pastor Mike, I want to say Miracles. Like I played that stuff, and to that one person who asked me that question, like that didn't work for her because she don't really know those songs, don't listen to
Right.
gospel. But for the crowd, they were really loving that stuff.
Exactly.
And then after that question, she gave me material to go off of to start playing the stuff that everybody knows.
To hear.
So now
that's where like your mic game kind of has to be on point. Where you can kind of be like, oh yeah, we had to do this. And we gonna get to y'all type thing. Like you can interact with the crowd.
I definitely did that. Like since we right after she got done asking me that and I answered her question, I got on the mic and said, since we still in the gospel, I started playing Kirk Franklin, Melodies from Heaven, and then I went to Brighter Day, and then from there I went to Never Would Have Made It, and then I came out of the gospel stuff.
Right, exactly.
Eventually. And now that you have the crowd, once you have a crowd, you can do almost anything. You can do almost anything. Like they said they didn't really want no ratchet music, and one of their biggest no-nos was no cussing. Mm. So I made sure that everything that I played was clean for sure. But I wouldn't really call it ratchet. Like Dreams and Nightmares is not ratchet. Not really, not for real. Like it's just rap.
Play the clean version.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
it's like
it's some ratchet stuff.
It's an anthem. I'm gonna say that.
It is an anthem, but it's also some ratchet stuff like you can't.
Oh no!
I have clean versions of Lil Durk, and when somebody say they don't want no ratchet music, I'm not playing not even the clean versions of Durk because
exactly.
Yeah. They asked not to hear that. You can't get away with that. Not in that particular crowd.
No, especially with certain like you said, certain place. There's a time and place for everything, and I feel like that's something I apply when I'm DJing. Like even if you think it could go up, I'd be like, oh, let me just not. Because I'm like, I'd rather just kind of play it safe than take it too far. Yeah. But I feel like the times where I do take it too far, you can kind of like tell your audience, you can tell your crowd, like if they're feeling it, it's like, or if they're like, woo, reel it back in, either say it.
Now you got to
that type of crowd, okay?
Spin that out real quick.
Okay, but I feel like but like you said, that goes back to what you were saying as far as like having to pay attention to your crowd, like, and I feel like as a DJ, if you want to be a DJ, that's what most DJs, want to do. They, to a sense, we're people pleasers. So I feel like in that essence, like anyway, like it's important to like have that, I guess like character trait where you care about your crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I think,
and your client too.
Well, exactly. Yep. So
crowd and client, it's a mixture of both. So I think that leads me to my next question for you. Like what would be your favorite party to DJ?
Old school, all day, every day, because of the nostalgia vibes. I love when people come up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you played this song. I remember this song from back in the day," or whether it be from millennials. I feel like we talked about this before too. Like millennials, you can play anything with millennials because it's going to take us back to some time
for sure.
Whether it be like blues, like old school R&B, like soul, rap, started hip hop, like we know all of that, even from like all like the Nickelodeon, Disney Channel themes, like we know all the theme songs to everything. We know Golden Girls, like I think that's why that's my favorite party, just because it brings back like good vibes, good memories,
Yeah, I don't think.
What about you?
I don't think old school music is going anywhere.
Oh, ever.
To speak to that, especially like, and I have a party that I do every year, Juneteenth coming up, and me and this guy, we get into who had the better generation of music, and I always tell him the 90s, hands down.
What does he say?
70s.
See, 80s. This is what I feel like the 90s, we had a lot of good producers, I think that's what made us different. Like they were actually taking stuff from like the 70s and the 60s and, that era but like you couldn't even tell unless you really dissected it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Timbaland. But no, no, for real, because I was watching a video one day and somebody was like, "Oh, Timbaland, I forgot. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go look back and see." But they said like Timbaland took some song and it was like some 60 song and he like remixed it, but you had to dissect it so like so much where you really had to be like, okay, I can hear it. But I feel like I know I'm getting old because when I hear like a lot of songs now, I'm like, man, that I feel like my dad, man, that's a remix. Like
Right.
that ain't the original.
So I'll say this: everything is a remix now.
No, literally.
No, and that's not even just now. That was like
In
back
the
in
'90s,
'90s
that's what I'm
too.
saying. Like you really
Yeah.
had to dissect. Like, oh wait, okay, I can hear how that came from
I
that.
just think in the '90s the art. With respect to the artist now, I respect anybody's artistry. I just want to give that caveat before I say what I say. I respect everybody's artistry. I just think that the '90s had a very particular skill that not a lot of artists possess nowadays. And one thing I will also add to that is that people were like going to church too. Like you hear a lot of that when you listen to other DJs, well, not DJs, but other producers talk about the differences between this generation of music versus the older generations. Like one of the things that's missing is like that
That
church
church.
piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like church piece is really missing. But I will say that artists were like heavily involved in their musical process.
Right. Yeah.
And like nowadays, I'm not saying that everybody's doing this, but there are a lot of get a beat, rap over the beat, put the song out, and because this stuff is just readily available to you, you're able to just like I don't have to go to a studio to make a record. I can make a record right now.
I can make record on my phone.
Serato just came out with a with a studio.
Serato Studio.
Serato Studio.
I just
Yeah.
downloaded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. So like and I was making beats easily. Like if you know how to use the equipment, you can make your own beat. You never have to go to a studio. You can record everything right there from your phone. You can do a lot of stuff from your phone.
Yeah.
Everything is microwavable now. And I think that that's a blessing and a curse.
I was gonna say it's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing and a curse. And I think back in like the '90s, artists were like way more involved with their musical process. It's like a lot of when you hear people talk, Michael just came out, and now that's like curating all of these old background singers and musicians. They're talking about his process, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the processes was when Michael would come to the studio and he would sing you what he wants to hear.
Right. Right.
And he's not leaving, or if the track is not right, he's not going to stop singing it until you play it the way that he's singing it.
Right.
Or even like watching a New Edition biopic, how they were there was an R&B group for sure, but they were like kids in love with hip hop. So they had DJs along with live bands, and you just don't understand how much that added to their music because especially Belle Biv DeVoe, but New Edition, that Can You Stand the Rain album, it's a whole bunch of original songs on there, but a whole lot of remixes. And a lot of the remixes came from spinning with DJs. Like
No facts. Okay.
they had a talent. I guess they had to have that talent too because again, like that stuff you wasn't just sitting at home on your laptop on
Right.
Fruity Loops or Logic Pro or Guitar Center, Guitar Center.
The guitar
other one.
app
Yeah,
on.
the
Yeah.
guitar one.
All that.
You wasn't sitting up there using that.
You almost had to like at one point go to Guitar Center to actually get
Yeah,
lessons and actually, like you
yeah,
said, be in the studio and recording and being there for the whole process. So, like you said, I think it's a blessing and a curse.
yeah. I think my favorite parties to DJ would be private ones, private parties,
Why?
because I know what I'm getting myself into. I have
That's
all of the
fair.
details when you book me.
So private versus like the club, or
Yeah.
private versus just like overall.
I would say private versus the club versus the lounge versus whatever. I would
Mhm.
look. Mass backyard events. I like to get booked for private parties. Private and one of the reasons I would say that is before I even touch table, like they really take care of you. Not to say like restaurants don't or any place like that they don't. Those people take care of me too. But like there's a threshold with the money that they can give you, and I ain't mad at it. It sustains me when we hit that slow season, that inevitable slow season. You lean on your residencies for sure. So I appreciate that in that aspect. But
Mm.
um, private parties pay a lot more.
Yeah, for the
Um,
most part.
I can control sound a lot more because like you don't like to bring stuff in and all of that stuff. I'll just hire sound and put it in a package. Hire sound and put it in a package. So that they're taking care of my sound and all of that stuff too. Um, but yeah, like you know what you're getting yourself into. They'll tell you like I want to hear this particular music.
Like you,
Like
like you said, you know what you're getting into as far as
yeah,
like what type of music you're playing.
absolutely.
And shoot, so I feel like when it comes to the end of the night, like you probably already got a deposit. You know you're getting the rest of your
Hmm.
bread versus going to somewhere like, we only made $40 at the door.
Yeah.
I don't care, Bookie. I need my money.
I
I'm so
haven't I
sorry.
haven't run into that before.
Really? God
I'm
bless you.
trying to think. I'm trying to think back. The only thing that I've ever had to deal with was waiting around
Mm.
for my pay at the end of the
See, I
night.
don't mind. I guess I'm used to it, so that doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah, I don't
You got
really
stuff
like
to do
that.
with them.
And by stuff to do, she means I got to get home because I don't like to linger outside after I'm done. Like it's time to go to the house.
That's why I'm like, you be tired, you be ready to go.
Very tired.
I'd be like, oh, we just getting started.
But see, one of the benefits that other DJs have that I don't, a lot of the DJs that I've come into contact with, a lot of you only have that. Like that's all
Uh,
y'all do is DJ.
DJ, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like it's definitely a lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
as much as it is for you, you know what I'm saying? Working, it's like a lifestyle for full-time DJs. Because you kind of have to stay in the mix to like stay relevant, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the good part with people who want to. I think that's what they used to call bedroom DJs, but I guess now they're like more so social media DJs. So I feel like I'm happy that people who want to DJ have the opportunity to and still be able to like play for others, but don't, if they don't want to be like in the nightlife or they don't want to, invest really in like speakers or, do that type of thing, but they're still able to like spread their love for music with others, you know? So I
Yeah.
feel like that's something I kind of want to tap into more.
I think one of the hardest things for me was trying to be invested in being outside. Like and mostly because of my lifestyle. Like I'm married with kids, like ain't nothing really outside for me, for real, for real. But having to do that and be invested in being outside and networking, that was difficult for me because I didn't come from that. Like I wasn't, you couldn't see before I started DJing, you couldn't see me in no lounge, none of that stuff. I was out with my guys, maybe go to like a cigar lounge
Yeah,
or something
like
like
something
that.
chill.
But something like real chill, like never around the rowdy stuff until
Yeah.
like now. And I think like what you said just now, um, when you said certain DJs trying to stay away from the nightlife or um I guess well I've always been completely invested in getting my equipment. I've always been completely invested in getting my equipment. Staying away from the nightlife, and I know he's telling us to wrap it up, but give me 1 second, one more second on this. Give me a few more minutes on this. Staying away from the nightlife was hard for me because our AJ was one of my teachers, along with you and Boomer. Um, and one of the things that AJ told me was you're a musician, so blending music and all of that stuff is gonna come easy for you. That's not hard. Once you learn the table and learn what the buttons mean, you'll be fine. Scratching, you do the work. All of us had a hard time
You're
at
cool with
first,
it.
but You do the work, you'll get that.
Yeah.
I'm saying like all of the technical stuff about DJing is easy. If you want to be outside and working, you have to be outside. You cannot, there's no way around it. You're not going to get booked because you're going to be out of sight, out of mind.
Oh,
And
really?
once he said that, I started coming around a lot more. And literally, I can't remember, promoter Black Cat. I can't remember his name.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about.
Real.
Terrence, Big
Nah. Oh, yes.
T. Big T.
T.
Shout out to Big T.
Shout out to Big T. Never seen me DJ before.
Really?
But he just always seen me around y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
I was always around Shy. I was always around Boomer. I was always around AJ. I was always around all of the DJs at that time. And because he seen me around y'all, it's like, hey, he might be cool. So book me just from the audience that I kept around.
Exactly.
That's why when I talk to other DJs now, I tell them it's important for you to do that, but also maintain yourself in the process, because you don't want to be known as the guy who always around getting into some drama. You don't want to you don't want to be known as that guy either. So prepare yourself for what you're going to get yourself into, but also like maintain your integrity, because that's a part of your brand as well.
No, literally. And that's something I feel like I've had to learn, like being out. It's like, okay, it's fun to be out, hang out, but like you're running a business, you know? So yeah, it's cool to hang out, like I said. But yeah, you're running a business at the end of the day. Like you said, you have a brand. And I think that's something I've had to realize, like, even if you don't think people are watching you, people are watching you, you know, whether it's for good or bad. So I feel like don't give them anything bad to talk about, you know? Like,
for sure. Never let your good be evil spoken of.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
It's biblical. That's the Bible.
Oh my God, don't say that.
I think for me also it's important.
What chapter? What verse is it?
Now, don't give me mine. I'll also say this too, to add to that. I also never want my wife to come into a space where I got some drama going on too.
No fact.
So that also keeps me maintained and humble too. Like, peace of mind comes along with the fact that she could pop up anywhere and nothing's happening.
You ain't gotta worry about that.
Everybody's copacetic. Yep. She'll come in, kiss me on the lips. Nobody's irate. Nobody's going crazy. Like I was. Nope. None of that stuff. So I'm glad about that.
That's good. Exactly. Like I said, you have that balance. So I feel like that's good. Like, I feel like that's what some people want. So I feel like, and I feel like some people, after they get into relationships, they end up DJing and they're like, well, what do you need to go out for? You know, like, you have me at home. You have me.
I had that. No, I didn't have it. I didn't have it that bad. So sorry, dear. I don't want to misrepresent you. It wasn't that bad.
Not even something, but it's the fact that, like, you know what I'm saying? She'll still come out with you. She supports you. Like you said, like, so I think that's the good part of it. You know, like, you're able to, like you said, have your integrity, balance it, come out, hang out with us. We have a good time. And you're like, I gotta go.
It's just not even open Pandora's box.
You gotta have your own integrity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because these people don't.
Any industry, I feel like it ain't just DJing. It happens more often in entertainment.
Yeah.
But I feel like anybody in a 9-to-5 can sit here and
I'll talk about the same thing. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel like the only thing with us is like we are where the people go to release, you know? So I think that's like the thing we have to remember too. Like, that's why I say I think it's so important when people are like, oh, DJs, like they don't, not saying they don't do anything, but like, not saying we don't have a real job, but I guess that's kind of how, like, it's not a real profession. You do what?
I have a 9-to-5.
Oh, well, I do not.
That's why I can't be outside too long.
No, but I
gotta go home.
No, but what I'm saying as far as like when people like come out, like they are like running from their problems sometimes.
True.
And we have to remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're coming to escape their 9-to-5. I think
escaping mine as I'm curating.
No, seriously, I think that's something I have to keep in mind too. And I think even too, I feel like you said, I think what we're talking about can be applied in, I'm sure, 99% of situations. Like, everybody's going through something. So, like, even when No, literally copy and paste. I feel like that's something that I try to be mindful of. Is like we're all going through something. It's like even if somebody does come to me and they're like not the nicest, or they're like asking for a request, I try to keep in mind like, okay, they could have had a bad day. Like if I can fit it in, I will. Oh my gosh, is that our next question?
Speaking of,
Okay.
how do you deal with that?
Like I said, I think for the most part, I'm like just big on like being polite. If you come up, like I don't need a lot of small talk, but if you're just like, hey, how you doing? Like, are you taking requests? I say so. More than likely I say if I have it, because if I have it and it fits the vibe, I don't mind playing it. But when it starts to become a thing of like you said before, like you keep coming with requests, especially with requests that don't fit the vibe and you see the vibe, that's when I start to be like, come on now, like read the room. Like read the room.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I try to deal with requests. But short answer, I do not like requests. Please, please, please.
I think for me, the way that I handle it is I just smile and be like, but most of the time, like I ain't heard nothing you said. I ain't heard
And
nothing
that
you
be the
said.
thing too. I was talking to somebody earlier, and I was like, I don't understand why people think you hear this loudspeaker in front of me and trying to ask me this question or have this conversation. Like, dude.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I've seen headlines. So I work with a headliner on accident. Um, I wasn't supposed to open up, but equipment didn't get delivered like it was supposed to, and I just happened to be at the spot and have my equipment there. So I had to set up speaker, set up table, set up board, and at the time, like I had just started DJing, so I set up the board, and the board was like this little controller. Like it wasn't big at all. Like nothing like I have now. Like the very start of DDJ
Oh, I know you're talking about.
SB3 or something
Yeah,
like
yeah, you're
that.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, small one.
yep.
Gold. My wife bought it for me for
Oh, you had a
Christmas.
gold one. I had the
So
little OG, just the black one.
yeah, and I had almost like a handheld. Feel like a remote control in your hand.
Exactly. Compared to
And
now.
right. And I set all of that up, played, and nobody thankfully like didn't bother me. Um, but I think that's also one of the gigs that I bombed to death. Like I didn't know, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. The only reason, again, that I was even set up and playing for the headliner was because
The other
I
equipment.
just happened to be there
Right.
and I had equipment, and the promoter was like, "Get your stuff and set up. Like, hey, you playing until the headliner get here. I don't care what you." It's a chill R&B night. Like,
Right.
so just play that. And I'm playing a bunch of like music that I would like to listen to or whatever. Like, I ain't got my crates up for real yet, and I ain't really know how to curate a vibe for real. Not like that. Like I know how to DJ for my family. So that's what I started doing. I started playing like my family type of music.
Mm.
Nobody really said that I bombed it,
That's all I say.
but
Why did you think you bombed it then?
because I just feel like knowing what I know now, like
Oh yeah.
hindsight,
Oh yeah.
knowing what I know now, I'm like, ooh, that was not my finest moment. But nobody bothered me, no requests. The other DJ gets up there, the headliner just so happens to be Sean Mack. I didn't know who Sean Mack was at all. Because again, I'm also not from this world. Like this is the first time I'm here
Right.
doing this. Didn't know who Sean Mack was. Sean Mack got on that table and did stuff with my board that I didn't even think was possible. I was like, how did he do that?
Oh, he used your
Yeah, he
board. Oh,
used
so
my
you had to
stuff.
stay.
Yeah, I had to stay. They paid me $50 extra to stay. He used my stuff, and I thought all of this stuff was impossible. Like, how is he doing this? Like, I can't even do this with this board.
Absolutely.
But somebody asked him for a song. And and the way that he handles requests was, I would say, like, it's not something that I would do because, again, like, my heart for people is just different. Not to say that his isn't, but I also think that there is a certain level that you have to have where you just have to go, like, no. Because if I open that box, you're not going to be the only one coming up here. You're going to come back up here. Your friends going to be able to come up here because they see that I played your song. So now,
Yeah.
now they think I'm going to play their song, and I'm not like, sit down, enjoy the music. Like, that's really what DJs want. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. We're going to get to that stuff. We're going to get to that stuff. We're watching everything that's going on. And if you booked a good DJ, you have to trust that DJ because they know what to do, what to play, when to play it. Not saying that you can't go up there and ask for a request. Like, if you ask for a request, okay. If it matches what I'm doing, I'll probably get to it. I'll probably play it next. You know what else helps your song get played next? If you you put $20 on it, baby, yo, I'm spinning this song out right now. Your song's right up. Your song's right up.
You said you want to hoof.
Right. Depending on what the song is now.
That's funny. No, I feel like the same way. It always helps to hit my hand just a little bit, not too much. Or it can be too much. I'm not complaining.
I think people think that I have every song, and
No, they think you have access to get every song at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm like, if I don't have Wi-Fi, I'm so sorry. Sometimes I have a hotspot. Sometimes you have a hotspot and the hotspot just doesn't work. Like,
yeah.
And those are the moments where I feel bad because it's like, oh, like I feel like that's the one person where I'm like, I wish I could play your song. But sometimes it just doesn't work out, and I hate that. So that's why I be like, I still be having a soft heart for people, and I feel like that's where kind of like you said, as a DJ, you have to, or again, applying to real life. As a person, I feel like that's where you kind of have to be like, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. Like, you're gonna have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
But YouTube is free.
I learned that going on from just that one experience and how he handled that one experience. I learned to say no because you open up Pandora's box, it's gonna be request hour.
No, literally.
And that's not going to be an enjoyable party.
I feel like though some DJs don't mind. Like if you don't mind, that's totally your prerogative.
When I don't mind? Privates. I don't mind it when it's a private party. I don't mind it when it's a private party, especially if the person who paying me asking me to play a particular song. I'm gonna make sure that I get them their song because I got paid to do it. But private parties, the requests tend to match the vibes for me. And one of the things that I'll do is I'll be like, "You got this song?" And they're like, "Nah, I ain't never even heard it." Whole time I got it, and I'll play it later when the BPMs are matched up or the. But I know what song you're talking about. And then they'll be like, you said you ain't have it. I was like, well, I mean.
Okay, surprise. No, I feel like I like doing that too. Like sometimes just surprising people, or they think like you forgot about them or whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm going to play this before you get out the door. So like I said, I feel like at the end of the day, we're in the business of making sure people are happy. They have a good time. So I feel like, again, I don't prefer requests, but if I get them, I'm going to do my best, you know what I'm saying, to like cater to it.
Yeah. What would you say your thought process on proper compensation?
I think that goes back to the investment initially. Like, I know, some people want this big, loud system, or they want like uplighting, or, they want lights and microphones. Like, all that costs money. And I've also realized that I do try to go easy on people sometimes. Like, if you have a budget, I try to work with it. And I think, too, because I'm a full-time DJ, I try to be a little more flexible with my clients because what else am I doing on a Tuesday? So I think that's too, but I think that's where you have to be, again, we talked about integrity. I think that's where, you can't hurt the DJ market. Like you can't mess over all the other DJs because you want to take a gig for, what I'm saying, something that you shouldn't be taking. Like I know I saw a DJ post the other day, like taking $75 for a 5-hour gig is insane.
Yeah.
$75?
Never.
Like that's disrespectful.
Never doing it. I remember the first wedding I got called to do, and I didn't really know the market for real. So I tapped into my working with other DJs who have been doing it for a while, and at the time, like shout out to DJ Three Stripes and Sweet and Sassy, like hit one of them up and asked them what's the price for like weddings, and she told me like that's an upcharge for sure, automatically. Like the chefs is getting more. Anybody
The
who's doing,
venue,
yeah,
everything,
anybody
like,
who's doing a wedding, you're charging more than what your normal pricing is. And at the time, like I had just started, I didn't know like what to charge them. So she said 800 is about a good price for you right now because it's a beginner. Um, but I don't want you to do no wedding for half that price. No,
oh no,
it's that's not gonna be beneficial, and you gonna see why.
no,
So
literally.
I charged the 800, and they tried to get me down to three. He said, "What's the least you can do?" I said, 800. 800 is the least I could do. Yeah,
So
I was like, "What's your budget?" She said, "I was looking more like $300."
consider the DJ in your budgets when you are planning your wedding. Thank you so much.
Not just your wedding, but the just things in general. Like, of course, we know like certain spaces and certain spots they're gonna have like a cap. Like, you're not gonna get certain. I will say the anomalic DJs may get that price,
Hmm.
but generally speaking, like you not gonna see $600 for your time at a restaurant or at a lounge. Like there's a cap, which could probably end up being like $200-300 at most.
Yeah.
Like understand that that's the market for that, and you take that. But I'm talking for private parties, like
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
unless unless you know my business and you done sat in my house for a little minute, like I don't really know you like that. I'm charging my price, and I'm fine with you going. That's too much. I'll go somewhere else. All
Right.
right, cool.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And I feel like I try to look out too for like reoccurring clients. Like people who consistently like book me, I try to make sure you
Right,
look out for those people.
right, right,
So
right.
I feel yeah, I
I
feel
will
you.
give a lookout price, and to be honest with you, I'll stay within your range of budget too
Yeah,
if
as
I
long as
can
it makes
afford to.
sense.
If it makes sense, I can do that.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't mind looking out because
Yeah,
I would like somebody looking for me, especially in this economy.
yeah. But if you tell me you want full sound, you want light setup
Oh
and all of
no,
that
you gotta
stuff,
pay to
and you got it,
play.
and all you got is $250, I'm gonna tell you I can't do that. I can't do that. You're gonna have to give me at least five. At least five, honey. Before we end this episode, I'd like to shout out to Chef Danny Bullock for sponsoring Dinner and the DJ with his Bull Premium Bourbon Whiskey. Big shout out to Chef Danny Bullock. Old fashions to end the night.
Salute.
Mhm. So, who would you say your favorite DJs to support, listen to, go hear, spin, whatever, follow?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Your list long?
it's a little long. Do you want to
It's a
go
little
first?
long. No, no, you can go first.
I'm gonna try to narrow it
I
down.
mean, mine might be long too. It's so many.
It's so many.
Chicago's
Shout out
very
to all the
talented.
Chicago DJs because
Chicago is barely talented.
no, for real. And I feel like I hate that they try to pin us, you know what I'm saying, against each other.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's something too, hopefully can come from this, that we can create more of a like community, whether it's, starting with Chicago or, just with DJs, things of that nature. I hope that can come from that because I do feel like, and I think too, I think a lot of old school DJs don't respect new school DJs, kind of referring back to our conversation,
Hmm.
because they're like, oh, you don't know how to play techniques, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know vinyl is, and like I said, you're a sync DJ, whatever, which I respect because I do feel like I appreciate DJing enough where I do want people to respect the craft.
Yeah.
So, respect the DJ. But I have kind of a long list. I'm gonna start with me.
I
I
like to
say
thank me.
I like to thank me only because I appreciate my love for music and I don't hold myself to one genre. I don't label myself, put myself in a box.
Sure.
So I think that's why I'm gonna shout myself out. I love Boy Genius. Shout out to Boy Genius. Him and Toad Style taught me how to DJ. I went to Scratch Academy, and those were two of my mentors, and like literally the best DJs. But they're so humble, but they're going to be real with you. Like they don't play. Um, I love DJ D Nice. I followed him since the pandemic, and I feel like he's super humble, but he's super talented. I can appreciate any DJ that makes me challenge myself.
Hmm.
Like if I go to your set and I'm like, ooh, I don't wait for if I and I'm Shazamming. I'm Shazamming a set, okay? Shout out to the Shazam DJs, because if I don't know the song, I'm pulling my phone out or I'm asking, or I'm gonna be looking like in your like, what song is that? And I'm not ashamed to ask. So on that note, shout out to DJ Tance, because I'm always doing that with him. And anytime I ask him to play my song, he plays it. I feel like I have a super long list. Sean Mack, I feel like people try to hate on him, but like he's obviously not underrated, but like I feel like, again, a humble guy, but I feel like you can't do anything but respect him, as just like he says himself, like he's a performer, you know, like if you go, you know, you're going to, you know what I'm saying, get a show, like he's entertainment. Um yeah, I feel like I have a super long list, so I might piggyback off yours.
So for me, um, some of the same, like Sean Mack, of course. I just respect beyond his DJing and artistry, as he would call it. I respect his grind, marketing. Um, he's turned marketing being a DJ into something like cool to do.
Right.
So I paid attention to that part of it a lot. Um, Joe Global too. Same thing.
Joe's super good when it comes to like marketing.
Same thing. But they're both like phenomenal DJs in what they've done with their own brand.
Yeah, they're like a good, like a
Single,
dynamic duo.
it's
Yeah.
it's like a marketing genius, but just B, like if you haven't been to like sing along at Chemistry now, it's a great time. It's a great time. I thoroughly have enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Even when they were at the other spot too. So
Bureau.
yeah.
Man, can we talk about RP to all the RP to all the Chicago lounges, man? Please, like, stop taking them away from us.
Yeah.
Man, please.
Y'all gotta stop fighting at them too. Y'all gotta stop doing that.
Can we talk about that too? I think that kind of goes back to us on what type of parties we like to do. Give me 35 and up.
Oh yeah. I don't have to deal with that.
Please give me 35 and up, because yes, please. If you're gonna, I feel like that's the brand I want to establish for myself at this point. Like, we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna play some twerk. I'm gonna support my girls, but please come with the intention that it is grown and sexy. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm at that point. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even mad at you jumping on the couch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at
anybody
that.
got to fight.
Yes, just don't fight. Keep it cute. Like, and men, be respectful.
Absolutely.
We're not going to go down that road. Yes, I feel like I feel like I said, I think that's the brand I want to establish for myself now. Like, we're going to have a good time. Expect to hear, you know what I'm saying, all different types of music, but it's all going to be good music. And like you said, keep it cute, keep it classy. Like,
yeah. I think some of my I want to go back to the question too. Shy took us off. Cheers to that.
Sounds like me.
But some of my other favorites, of course, like big shout out to all of my teachers who helped me along this journey, being you, Booma, AJ. AJ really taught me how to blend. I respect AJ's blend game. AJ's blend game is nice.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Swagger DJ AJ is, look him up and listen to his transition and his blending. It's really, really good. So
what I love about AJ, and I think you told me that, is like his professionalism. He's gonna keep it real. Like you were telling me the story about with the speakers.
Yes,
like,
my first gig.
Don't come outside
my
with
first
those
gig. My first gig. AJ treated my life. I was outside too. That's what was crazy. I had these little Yamaha studio speakers.
Oh my god!
Not even like 12s. I'm talking about like 7-inch. 8, 10, maybe 10 inches. That's how big the speakers were. Did
they at least sound good? They couldn't have.
They sounded cool for what it was, but I was thinking of using those like long term for gigs.
Do they even come with like speaker stands?
No, not at all. They was sitting on the table. They table speakers, tabletops. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I'm like. Wait.
Yeah. He's like, you got. You got paid for that? I said, yeah. He was like, how much you charge? I think at the time it was like 300 or something like that. He was like, hey, do me a favor. Don't go outside no more with no taking no gigs until you get some speakers.
Oh my
When you
God.
start charging people $300, $400, they want to see that type of setup. Like, you
Okay.
know, it ain't even about the sound at this point.
Okay.
They done paid
The
$500
aesthetic.
and you showed up with speakers to put on your table. And then he told me them speakers not gonna last long either. God forbid you got to do a real party. Like I didn't. I thought I was
I'm trying to think of like how you even set this up. Like
my home setup. Yeah, he got on me about that, but I appreciated that though. Like
that's all.
you need them people around you that's gonna tell
Keep it
you
real.
what to do and what not to do. Like AJ told me. AJ used to also tell me like, I want to put you on some stuff, but I don't think you're ready yet. And you know, when you're doing stuff and you passionate about it, like you always feel like you're ready. But the person who has been doing it for a long time, like they know what you're finna get yourself into. And they're preparing you for all that stuff that you're not prepared for yet. You ain't seen nothing like this. And remember I talked about that gig where I accidentally ended up opening up for Sean Mack? That's because he had to go. He had to leave because he was doing another party and he had to leave. And at the time, the opener was Mike P and Sean Mack was the closer, but they didn't have a board for Mike P. So in that situation, because I was with AJ learning and just shadowing him, in that situation, if AJ didn't have to leave, they would have asked him to set up and do it. AJ told them, DNell a DJ, and he got his equipment. You got your equipment, right? He just kind of threw me into the fire. I was not prepared for what I was getting myself into. So big shout out to AJ. Like I owe a lot to him, and I appreciate him for taking me in because I know that could have been annoying too. Like even being around you and shadowing you, like I know that could have been annoying as well. It's just like, hi Lee, who is this? Lord Jesus, move.
Again.
So I appreciate you, AJ, Boomer, some of the other DJs that's like been grinding. I see your hard work. DJ New works really hard, and he try to jump on as much as he can. Some other people that I've learned from I mentioned DJ Sweet and Sassy, DJ Three Stripes. Learn from them. DJ Play Too Much, my homie. Love him. Q
I'll
Mac.
say Q Mac. That's my girl. Shout out to Q
Yep,
Mac.
yep. I'm trying not to leave nobody out. It's so hard. It's so many good Chicago DJs.
No, for real.
I appreciate all y'all. DJ I Dream. I just want all of you to know if I'm ever there and I'm watching and I'm listening, I'm learning from you for sure. So
And I feel like too, like the DJ community in its own, like you said, it's so many. It's honestly hard to name every DJ without leaving someone out. Like
right.
they're honestly like when they say Chicago DJs are unmatched, like that is a thing. You pretty much can go almost to any side of town and you're gonna hear a good DJ. Like literally south, out west, north, the burbs, like over east, like you're gonna have a good time, you're gonna hear a good DJ.
People from out of town love Chicago DJs. Like I have been flown out of town for private parties specifically because they wanted a Chicago
DJ. Right, exactly.
They wanted a Chicago DJ. Big shout out to DJ Trellis. Big shout out to DJ Mar.
I can't even go because I got so many.
There's so many.
If I leave somebody out, I'm gonna feel bad. Shout out to the Chicago DJs. Shout out to all the DJs all over the world, and shout out to the female DJs.
Big shout out to y'all. Big shout out to the entertainers too, man.
Oh, literally, and the promoters.
And the promoters. We appreciate y'all for keeping us, employed. Next episode, we're gonna feature Danny Bullock, Chef Danny, on the next episode. Again, Bull Young Premium Bourbon Whiskey. Make sure y'all go get it.
Shout out to Chef Danny.
We appreciate y'all for listening, man.
Thank y'all.
The next episode.
Till next time.